Hey, and welcome to our word game challenge where I think we both stitch each other up like a kipper.
Yeah, I get the feeling these are getting progressively harder, Rich.
I think so.
So, who's sharing the list first?
You can go first.
Okay, so Rich has given me a list based on foods, and his list, sorry. I really wish I could reorder them because it's even the running order's horrible. Are berry, sweets, bread, fudge, pickle, preserve, mince, roast, salad, cheese, soup, stew, peach, tart, and mustard. And how I'm going to segue from tart to mustard, I haven't figured out yet. What's your list like?
My list is based on headwear. Skip, peak, bobble, beanie, tip, cowboy, brim, berry, bowler, ear flaps, yellow, cap blown off, fascinator, and felt.
I'm still gutted that I didn't manage to find 15 variations on the word bobble because it's one of my favourite words.
I felt unlucky.
Okay, so who's going first?
Ladies first, if you so wish.
Okay, then. I get the feeling that this challenge, Rich, is very much harder than it used to be. And sometimes you look at the list and you think, well, sweets, I can really kind of boss that one out of the park, no problem. Because it's almost my bread and butter. And others you find yourself looking at and thinking, fudge, I'm going to be in a right pickle with this one. Because you kind of want to preserve your avoidance of the wipeout so far, and it has come close. Because when you look at these lists, you think, I don't really want to mince my words here. And if I'm not careful, it is going to be an absolute roasting. And in kind of NLP terms and hypno terms, what we're really doing is playing with a bit of word salad. And sometimes it can get a bit cheesy. But it's about practicing the metaphors. And there's a point in a metaphor where you kind of mix it up and the ideas and the concepts, they're almost like soup. You're not quite sure which way it's going to go. And you've got to let the meaning and the subtext and the embedded stories and the loops kind of stew for a bit. And it's always fascinating when you're using something like that with someone. You can't guarantee what will be relevant to them, but more often than not, there will be something that they will pick out, and you think, "Well, that's really cool." They'll pick up on an absolute peach of a point that maybe you've missed. And just like the baking process, whether that's a cake or a tart or whatever, sometimes it's about the embellishments. It's about the little things that make the big difference. You know, the seasoning that you add that maybe you think are just throwaways, but just that little hint of mustard just seems to bring out the meaning from somewhere, some other area that you haven't paid attention to.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. Made it to the end.
You did. You did. And all in order.
Over to you.
Over to me. See what I can do. So the heart skips a peak because there's no hat like a Bobble hat. Oh no, the Beanie cannot compare, and just does not tip to the Cowboy with this brimless wonder of the wibble wobble bobbly hat. So Beret is there for the cheesemongers and the onion sellers, and the bowler hat, well, that's just for the City of London, walking along with their umbrellas and briefcases in a dull grey suits. And a bobble hat has only ear flaps and can be a whole multitude of colours, reds and greens, blues and yellows. And unlike the cap, this will never get blown off. And people will always have that fascination with a wibbly wobbly bobbly hat, because people always like to touch and feel it at some point in time and play around with it.
Nice.
There we go. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you later on the podcast.